Welcome back, Nick Lenz's Comic Corner, Classics as Non-Classic. This is episode number 723 and Doubleshot number 627. Okay? This one I'm covering, if I can pick these books up here, because these books are kind of heavy. Kind of, not really that bad. Book 7 and Book 8 for Fables. This contains issues 52, 59, and 64. Mostly it's just set up for some later. That's specifically put the whole point of these issues. Like the storyline of Jimmy Christmas. It's basically explaining the whole concept of, is Santa Claus existence continuity and he is a fable? Yes, he does. And Bigby visits him in the North Pole, which is quite interesting. Sons of the Empire is just basically the pretty much the ruling elite of the Empire, which is of Geppetto, the Snow Queen. The Emperor is not present at this. Pinocchio is kind of there, but a few others. And they discuss possible war plans. Heck, even Gretel, of Hansel and Gretel. Yeah, it's later explained when it comes to Hansel that his sister did exist. And, oh yeah, and there's also a Friar Turner, I think her name is. Yeah, she's actually the witch from that particular story. The one who Hansel and Gretel shoved into a furnace. Yep. Who was later resurrected by Snow White and Red Rose in later story. Yes, yeah, that's actually a much later story. Gretel himself has become a murderer, and he's basically become a serial killer and traitor, and he was banished from Fabletown, and he was named the ambassador to Fabletown from the Empire. And in order to get them to keep an eye on him, Fabletown does something they've never done before. They open themselves to the public. Yep. Fabletown gets open to the public. People get to explore it. People get to know about their existence. Stuff like that. Troops get transported via the Cloud Kingdoms to prepare for war. It's a really interesting little story. There's also the father and son story, which has, well, Snow White, Bigby, and their 7 kids go to visit North Wind and his castle in the homelands. Well, it's from an area that the adversary does not control. And they have the kids have a pretty good time in there until they run into their uncles, Bigby's siblings. Yep, which they basically all stuck in wolf form. Yeah, and he's very mad at them. Yeah. Oh yeah, and apparently, despite like Snow White telling Northwood to basically help out Bigby against these wolves, he can't. It's never explained why. It's just that he can't. Also, the story is done by Mike Aldred. Yep. It's actually very good, the way he does this. No, Mark Buckingham is basically regardless of the series. He still does the other stuff. Great stuff. 9.5 out of 10. Next up is a storyline all about the character Flycatcher. Yep, this takes up issues 60 to 63 and 65 to 69. Storyline called The Good Prince. Yeah, this is all about Flycatcher. Yeah, it turns out Flycatcher is the Frog Prince. Yep. And he fess up his past, becomes a prince. And he also frees the suit of armor that's been hanging in the series since the start of the series. It turns out this armor belongs to, believe it or not, Lancelot of Camelot. Not joking about that. Oh yeah, and he also had a one-night stand with Guinevere, King Arthur's wife. Yes, he did. So, even though King Arthur forgave him for that, he couldn't forgive himself, so he basically hung himself on the tree, and his armor basically stood the tree for many years. And he later gives his armor to the Flycatcher, whose real name is Ambrose, and he sort of established his own. He basically puts on the armor, one piece at a time, gets flesh restored, gets a brand new claw. He says, why was there a claw before when I saw the armor last? Because they rot away over the years. Okay, that makes sense. And so he established his own kingdom. Basically goes out well and establishes a new kingdom called the Kingdom of Heaven, or Haven as he calls it, and fills with all of characters who've died in the course series, including Shere Khan and Bluebeard. Yep, a character was killed off not too long before this, and he knew these two would betray him. He knew all along, so he planned for it and had both banished right away, and had both the adversary's forces come right to the kingdom because they prepare for it. And Trusty John basically becomes his squire. And also, he becomes king of the Haven by taking the sword Excalibur. Yeah. This is by far one of the best storylines in the whole entire series. Excuse me. And throughout this whole storyline, there's a little bit of reference to Lyra Riding Hood, who actually is in love with him because apparently it's later revealed that she and Boy Blue, there's like it's implied they may have had a thing for each other in the past. It turns out the person who he slept with was not a real person at all. Nope. Yeah, Red Riding Hood doesn't know who he is. So she falls in love with Ambrose, and nothing very much has come from it, aside from the fact that he kind of recognizes the fact he has feelings for her, but I don't know if they actually hold up. I had to look up later on in the series. But yeah, great storyline. I'm going to give this one a little bit higher rating than the last one. This one, the storyline is so good, I'm going to give this one a 10 out of 10. It's really good. I love the artwork for this thing. And as far as I can tell, for the original trade for this one, even in the case of the previous one, I should point out though, the original trade that contained the good prints actually contained the entire thing. This simply put, this trade is volume 10, and the previous book is just volume 9 plus one issue from book 10, and this one's just the entirety of book 10. But the next book I'm going to review is basically going to be a combination of books 11 and 12. Yep, and now a book number 9. I'm reading right now. It's really good so far. 10 out of 10. Really good. Yep. So yeah, also I keep forgetting to show this off though. These covers are basically like a two-way cover thing. Yeah, they're really dang good covers. Every single cover is basically like this, the whole entire series. So yeah, so that's it for this episode. Stay tuned for the next episode, which is episode number 724 and Doubleshot number 628, where I'm going to cover books 9 and 10. And the episode after that will cover the final trade I have with Baby Book 11. You get my thoughts on those in the next couple episodes, okay? But just you are there. Bye.